So I have decided that since I now have a lot of free time to do some stuff, I am going to do. Let's see if this keeps up. I'm going to try to do. There's a lot of noise going on outside. So I'm going to try to do weekly fairy tale manga. I feel so white saying manga, but I feel weird saying manga. Anyways, we'll just manga. Sure, let's just go with that. I'm gonna start doing fairy tale manga reviews. See if this works out. Let's see if this happens. So I decided that I'll review them because I really love it, and I feel like I should have done a review when the time skip happened. Spoiler alert. Wow, I should preface that with spoiler alert, but you shouldn't be watching this video if you haven't read this. So, if you haven't read these recent two chapters, I guess I'll start the review now. This is chapter 433. And 433 and 434, because they both came out at the same time. And I guess now they're doing... Mashima decided to do 2 chapters a week, so... because he's probably like, I need to get this shit done. So it opens up, and Natsu's faced with the leader who decides to show himself of Avatar. You know, this kid ain't got nothing on me, pretty much. And then Natsu's like, yeah, no, that's not true. And then they start fighting, and he starts dishing out these, like, incredible barriers, and then, of course, Avatar's, like, so predictable, this anime, but I love it. The little minions of Avatar, the little, nobodies that every, like, huge anime fight has that, the lower characters can take care of, or they can just take care of it with, like, ease, because they're just, like, the runts. So they're sitting there, and then they're like, no one can ever break through these barriers. And then, of course, Natsu's like, fucking breaks through the barrier. And then the leader starts, like, putting up, like, a shit ton more. And then they're like, no, he's not gonna do that. And then he breaks through all of them. And the leader's like, no way. Oh my god, how did this happen? He breaks through all the barriers and then gets to the leader. And then the leader's like, oh fuck. And then he just pounds him right in the face. Iron fist dragon thing, and the leader starts laughing like every villain does because they're sociopath. And then he's like, I'm gonna summon something. You haven't defeated me yet. This is not it. This isn't it. This isn't over. You think it's over, but it's not over. This is supposed to be a teeny fight within like a big larger scale. Like they just got Gray. Now they have Erza, but I'm wondering when Gajeel and Levy are coming in. They're supposed to come in some point. Anyways, that's the whole chapter is just Natsu like fighting the Avatar dude, and then he beats him essentially. But then he's like, I'm gonna summon this large god thing, and then in the next chapter, it opens up with like there's like a foot coming down. All the characters are like, is that a foot? And then of course. The foot lands on like the little runts minion guys that like no one cares about, except Natsu does, because he's like, those are your comrades. And then obviously naturally he gets pissed because that's a shitty thing to do. You kill your comrades, people that follow you. And then Avatar dude's like, they're being sacrificed for Zeref, and it's all for Zeref, and Zeref will show himself because of all the sacrificial lambs that were given him. Whereas Zeref, I feel like they always say that, nothing ever happens. Zeref never, like, comes. And the guy comes down and, like, starts stomping on, like, the little minions. And then Natsu's getting, like, hella mad because he's like, those are your men. Those are your nakama. This is suddenly One Piece. The guy comes to the giant god thing comes down, like Lucy and Gray and Wendy and Charla and Happy and Erza are all just, like, staring at it like, what is that? Surprised that we didn't have any sort of like, oh my god, Delior flashbacks. So I'm really glad that they didn't do that actually, because that's a little overused, I feel like. But it's not like it's one of Zeref's demons, so I mean, whatever. Mashima decided to like showcase Erza's knowledge of random things that we have no idea about. That he's some sort of like war god. I don't really know how she knew that, I guess maybe she was. We still don't know what the fuck she was doing for the whole year. We do know that she was working with Gray on in Jalal apparently. We still haven't seen that, but we do know that she was working with Gray about the investigation of Avatar and like the Operation Purification thing, investigating that. But we don't know what else she was doing. What else has she been? Where was she? If Gray was there, where was she? What was she doing? Training, probably. Looking up, reading up on random war gods that she knew that the Avatar guy was gonna summon. I don't know. It all happens very fast. And then the Avatar guy is like, spouting some shit about like, says that Zeref's gonna come as a result of them sacrificing themselves, which has never happened again. When is that gonna happen? The big giant god dude comes down, and then the only thing he does is he slashes the earth. This is a quote from the manga. He slashes through the earth and just like rips a giant chasm in the earth between like where everyone's standing. And then Gray, randomly Gray, was just like, get everyone out of here. And then for a second I thought he was talking about like everyone, like just everyone but him. And I was like, Gray, what are you doing? What are you doing, Gray? Even if he wanted to play the hero, Natsu like one-up that shit, because before we know it, I love how the delivery of this manga is. Like, it's just so... It tries to be, like, mysterious, but it's not. Like, it's like, who is that? There's a person running on his arm, and then he's, like, running up his arm, and then it's, like, a shadow. It's, like, a little shadow, and then obviously everyone knows it's Natsu, but, like, I guess, characters just never learn. They just don't learn. It's so obvious. And then Erza sees that it's Natsu, and then she's like, it's Natsu. And then she looks all like proud, a little flushed. Maybe she's getting a little hot and bothered by his bravery. I don't know what's going on. Yelling all this shit about like fairy tale stuff. Like, oh, but your family is the most important. Like, I'm not anything without my friends, yada yada, fairy tale stuff that I love, but sometimes it gets a little old, but that's what the whole show is about. Very powerful stuff. And it just didn't ring as powerful as God, shut up, oh my god. Sorry. It just didn't ring as true, well, as emotional as it has previously, because obviously this is a beatdown. Like, no one was in any trouble here. No one's like bleeding and like on the ground, and Natsu's giving his speech. He's just doing it, and then he fucking just gets to the top, and the icing on top of the cake. Igneo, Dragon Daddy. He honors Igneo by creating a move after him, and he calls it the Igneo. Its translation is different in each translation that I've seen, but it's like the Igneo Dragon King punch or whatever, and it's just a giant fucking ball flame thing, and he just like raids down upon the god, and then he fucking blows everything up. And then at the very end, it's just like it's just Erza like looking at him like, oh my god. But she looks very like so proud of Natsu, and like, and then her last line is like, you've become strong. Like, obviously he took down like a god just now. Like, it was just another showcase of let's just show how powerful Natsu has become, because we didn't know that already. As he defeated the whole Grand Magic Games by himself. Like, okay, I liked it. It was necessary. Hopefully this means that it's over, and then we can get some more background on whatever else is going to be going on after this. So if they meet up with Gajeel and Levy, and what's the next step to this whole accumulation of things that's going to lead up to the eventual revelation of Natsu being Ed. We will see what happens in the upcoming chapters. I enjoyed this chapter because, like I do these 2 chapters. That's 4. That's 4, Kiana. 2. If you liked the video, that's good. I'm gonna make another one next week or the week after, because I'm not sure when the next one's gonna be out, because this one was delayed. I'm not sure why, but it's supposed to be every week, so we'll see. And this is probably gonna be the only thing that I do, because I'm not really currently reading anything. I might catch up to One Piece. We'll pray to the gods if that happens. But okay, anyways, thank you for watching, I guess, maybe. Sort of. Okay. Yeah. Okay, bye.